Hey guys, it's Matt from Cilderman Solutions. How are you? Good to see you. I wanted to do this video today to talk to you a little bit about my new ebook, which was just released by the Futur. I'm very excited about it. I mean, as you can see, this is the title screen. So it's Blogging for Creative Entrepreneurs, and then the subtitle is A Guide to User Experience, Search Engine Optimization, and Content Creation. And I figured in case you want to buy the book, you would want to know what's in it, right? You want to know whether it's worth the investment or not. So I wanted to talk to you about some of the key points that I hit in the book. Okay, and if you'll give me a second, let me just center my screen here. There we go. Okay, and actually all right, much better. So let's talk about what's in the guide. The guide is about 150 pages long. It's in ebook format, so it's not all just solid reading. There are pictures and graphics and things like that. And then there's about 20 pages of uh, worksheets and practical steps and questions to help you put what we've talked about into practice. So it's well, I'm very proud of it, obviously, but I'm a little biased. So we wanted to have tactics for beginners and for more advanced bloggers. So let me start off by talking about the beginner tactics. So bullet number one, you need to know where to blog. Some people start off on LinkedIn, they start off on Medium. We make the case that you really should be on your website, since that's where people will be making purchases. That's where you can build a community. And we go into a lot of reasons for that. And so I'm not going to give them all now, but it's in the book. How to blog without having to write. This is a big one. A lot of people are uncomfortable with writing, and whether that's because they have some sort of repression from when they were in parochial school and nuns slapped them on the knuckles, or just grammar is tough anyway. There's so many rules, and so people are uncomfortable with writing in general, right? And I guess this also relates to the next bullet. It's about establishing your own content creation process and publishing process. Um, so sometimes people are just uncomfortable with writing. The exciting thing is that there are so many other things that you can do with the blog, and we talk about them. There's like 7 or 8 that we talk about ways that you can still have a really killer blog that brings you lots of leads, but that you don't have to worry so much about your writing and your writing ability. So into the next bullet, right? As a creative, you know that you have to have a process. Great ideas aren't just going to smack you in the face and then create themselves, right? You have to put in the work. And so talks about how to figure out the best process for you to do that, setting up a schedule and things along those lines. And then once again, a publishing process, right? Usually with that, there are more people involved, not always, but after you've figured out your own process, how to then get it ready for publication. And that just means, let's say, posting a blog post or publishing a piece of content. But and we have worksheets that help you with both of those. And the last one has to do with setting goals, right? If you don't have goals, how do you know if you've been successful or not? So we talk about the best goals to set. And obviously I would say, some people just want to get more traffic, but the point is it should be targeted traffic. And so what if you have a lot of traffic if it doesn't convert to leads, right? And so leads obviously is the most important goal that you would set. But there's a lot in the middle there that we talk about, and I explain why certain goals are better than others and where you should start if you're a beginner. There's a worksheet around that as well to help you put it into practice. And so we wanted to have a lot of topics for advanced bloggers because blogging has been around for a while, right? And it's true, tons of things have changed. So you may have been blogging for a while, you may know all that stuff that I mentioned in the left-hand column, but hopefully the advanced tactics that we go over will be really something new to you. And I shouldn't say hopefully, I'm sure, based on a lot of the blogs that I've seen, based on how the internet has changed over the years, because at this point, people have been blogging for something like, 15, 20 years. And so actually 20 years. So things have changed. Readers have changed. The way people act on the internet has changed profoundly. And so we talk about that, right? And so the first bullet there talks about why user experience is important for running a successful blog. And so understanding user experience all starts with empathy for your ideal user, your ideal customer. And so then we talk about why that's important to having a successful blog. The next bullet relates to how if you understand your user and making, solving their problems and making their journey through your website better, reducing friction, all of that, then it only takes a couple more steps to really optimize for search and to rank highly in search, because Google is increasingly becoming interested in user experience. And so then it transitions into talks about UX, then it transitions into SEO, and really gives you a lot of actionable tips for that related to blogging. And that's what the next bullet's about, right? How to optimize your images, your videos, all of that. And this next bullet about outreach, teaching you the right ways to do outreach, it's pretty interesting because the tactics that I discuss, and there's a worksheet around this, are some of the tactics I use to get work at the Futur, and so that I could reach out to Chris Do, and then I got to start working with Ben Burns and all the quality people at the Futur. So these are the tips that I have because it worked for me, and it's the tactics that I use. So pretty excited about that one. And then this last bullet is pretty self-explanatory: how to grow your brand through guest blogging, email marketing, and nurturing a community. I'd say that bullet is pretty self-explanatory, but we do have a whole section dedicated to amplifying, sort of moving beyond blogging and bringing people in, and amplifying your message, and how to do that correctly. So I hope this is a good introduction, guys. I'm very proud of the work that we did with the Futur and how it turned out. If you have any questions, please let me know. I've already received feedback and reviews from a number of people, and so far the feedback is terrific. I'm very excited about that because I worked very hard on this. But if you have any questions, something that's unclear, or something that you'd like to see added, we can certainly do that. So please reach out and let me know. And I'm committed to making this the best that it can be. So anyway, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you next time. Take care.